Hello, I'm Bunnery.
I'm Bradmar.
And this is IFXtra. So, how have you been doing this week? Have you had a good week, busy week, cold week, wet week? We've had a very wet week. But a bit of exciting news. The men came to do our roof. So we've got scaffolding. It's been there a couple of weeks. And then they actually turned up on Friday and started. And then they're coming on Monday and Tuesday to do the big bit because it's going to be 2 dry days. Yes. Hopefully.
Yeah. They've done the bit at the back, which involved lots of banging and was a little bit disruptive.
But they weren't there long. They went there all day, so that's
fine.
But
yeah. Monday and Tuesday, they're doing this bit right above here.
Yeah.
Specifically, this bit above our screen here, which you can't see.
They're stripping all the tiles off, and they're making a little valley, apparently, and then they're doing stuff into the valley, and then they're putting all the new tiles back on. So, yeah.
So it's going to be really loud, I imagine.
Yeah. Can't you relocate downstairs a bit?
It's going to be like, 3 foot away from my head or something. So.
Hope they don't fall through.
Yeah, but at least it'll be done.
Yeah, it needs to be before we get proper rain.
we do have a slight leak in the office here, but anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're gone soon. Anyway, what have you been doing work-wise this week?
Oh, a bit of everything really. Just at the minute trying to fix something with my interference deployment pipeline, as the words go.
Do they?
Yeah, I don't know. I've done something, and since a set of changes I made a little while ago, I've just tried to put that version onto the test site for the first time in a while, and it doesn't work. And I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on here? So I'm just trying to debug that at the minute because it's sort of preventing me from putting any new bits out because I need to test them on actual server rather than just my local copy. So I got no idea what's going on there, but that's an interesting puzzle to solve.
There'll be something.
Doesn't really sort of throw any errors. It just sort of sits there for an hour and then gives up, and I'm like, okay. So, but yes. So things are going well with Goose. She's learning loads of stuff, and she knows now about some things that I don't know about. So you may get bonus things in this new version of Interference done by her, which will be quite interesting.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, it's time to go and see now who won this week's awards. Picture of the week this week goes to Sumeria for Ostrich takes a cigarette break while the forest is on fire. He looks a bit annoyed about that, but has he ever thought that might be his fault? He shouldn't be smoking. Well done, Sumeria. That's brilliant.
My favourite description this week was A Hand with 6 Fingers by Amber Datu. Now, not only does this show that sometimes things are as straightforward as they appear, but also I think I would have had to exercise great self-control to not just say something like AI tries to draw a hand. Nice work, Amber Datu.
Community pick of the week this week goes to Sumo Legend for Detective chases red dress wearing diamond thief around city. This looks like a still from a really exciting film. That's brilliant. Well done, Sumo. They were amazing.
Awesome stuff there as always.
Now we're going to see what we were talking about last week in the forum. So last week in the forum I said, what's the oldest building in your area? Now here in Newcastle-under-Lyme we have the ruins of a castle which was built in the 1140s. It's a long time ago, isn't it? And that's where it's got its name from. I guess when they built it they called the place Newcastle. Now it's just Oldcastle. But yeah, and the Lyme part of the name comes from an old word meaning elm tree. So it was a Newcastle under the elm trees. Oh. Yeah, Newcastle under Lyme.
I didn't know that.
No, we didn't know that till the other day. And I said, how about you?
So the interesting thing about this is there are actually ruins of the castle in town, quite close to where Goose lives actually. And I've wanted to go down and see it for ages. And just the opportunity never arrived. It's slightly out of the way, so it's not somewhere that we walk past. But I really want to go down there and see it. Because I've lived here for I don't know, 13 years or something. Yeah. And but I've lived in the area for probably 40 years or something. Yeah. I still haven't been to see this castle. Nope. I need to go and see that.
We will one day. We'll go and see it. Anyway, Muckluck Canuck says, I'm in the USA, so no terribly old buildings here. There's a few in the area from the 1600s, so that's quite old.
I mean, that's quite old.
Shakespeare's time and all
that. Yeah. Page says, St. Joseph Church in 1723 in St. Pauli, Hamburg, Germany. Many buildings were destroyed in World War One, too, so it's surprising we still got a building that old. Yeah, I mean, because when you said about 1600s and Shakespeare, it was just making me think of like Great Fire of London was like 1666, and so sometimes you have these big things where like the whole building landscape changes because either through natural disasters or man-made disasters, and
or a pudding in Pudding Lane.
yeah, exactly.
Mr. Smoke said, I live in one of the oldest surviving buildings in my town. Well, that's quite cool, isn't it? My house was built in 1908. Oh, this one here was built before that. 1900. Only 3 years after the oldest St Mary's Church, which was constructed in 1905.
That's cool, though.
But it goes on to tell us a bit about where he lives. Abbeville in Louisiana was founded in 1843 by Père Antoine Désiré Maigret. He purchased the land on the 25th of July that year and named it after his hometown in France. So there's an Abbeville in France as well then. It was officially incorporated in 1850 and the village grew quickly, and a courthouse and a local hospital were constructed in the 1840s. However, most of the building, except for the local hospital, were burned down during the American Civil War. Yeah, there you go, in the 1860s. Unfortunately, the hospital court fine was destroyed in 1906, making the church now the oldest surviving building. Interesting history about that.
Like I said, man-made disasters, destroying things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, that's quite cool. Interesting, because I always assume, ville as like a place name suffix. To me, always seems really American. So that surprised me that's come from the French original hometown. Interesting. No, sorry.
No, you want to say anything else?
Well, I was going to say, because like this house is 1900. You say. Across the way, there's a crescent, with, like houses sort of built in like an arc, and it has a what do you call it, like a relief thing like on it saying the Crescent, and it's got the year, hasn't it, which I'm forgetting now, but was that like 19
it was after this one, wasn't
1908
it? Something like that.
It's I stare at it out the window sometimes and I think like, it's weird looking at buildings and thinking like, wow, this is like over 100 years old. Then looking at other things and oh wow, this is like over 200 years old, over 500 years old.
What about the 1141? What was
well, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's like maths or something. That's like 900 years old or something. Is it
1100 years old? I don't know. 11 and 11 would be 22, wouldn't it? So
yeah, but it's only 2000.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You got a column issue there.
I have,
anyway, I digress.
Okay, right. Now we're going to see what we'll be doing next week in the forum games. I start by posting a food word, and the next person has to reply with another food that starts with the last letter of my word. For example, I write chicken, the next person could put nachos, and then the person after that could put spaghetti, and so on. Let's see how long we can keep it going. Okay, we'll start with cornflakes.
If you'd like to join in with that, just head over to the Forum Games forum. It's the pin thread for the week, so you'll find it at the top of the thread list.
Cool, and don't forget, tomorrow night is Zeitgeist night. Woo, more Zeitgeist. It's the quiz with 5 rounds of 5 different topics.
Yeah, Sunday night, 7 PM UK time, over on twitch.tv/interference. It's time for Zeitgeist, the Interference Quiz of the Week. Live interactive quiz stream where you play along against the rest of the audience, competing for points and places on the leaderboard. Each round's based on a drawing from Interference. Bunnery has picked 5 drawings that caught her eye this week and used them for inspiration for those rounds.
Inspo.
So, inspo, yes. Hashtag inspo. That's what all the cool kids say, isn't it?
Sorry, I've put you off now.
No, I'm just thinking, like, if it's inspired by something off Interference, is that like inspo?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe that won't catch on.
No.
Never mind. So we won't see what the drawings are and hence, be able to guess what the topics are until tomorrow night. But for now, would you like to tease us with the names of the featured artists?
Yes, this week we've got Zimvivi, we've got Millipede, Sumo Legend, Greasegram 1962, and Smacko.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what's happening tomorrow, but what happened last week?
Well, last week Stitch and Stacey returned and won.
Ah, yes.
Amazing. With 210, followed by Darth very closely on 209, and third was Goose with 204. That was all very close, wasn't it?
Yeah. I like those ones where someone comes along who hasn't been around for a while. 'Cause I don't know, it'd been like over a year or something.
Quite a while, wasn't it? Yeah.
And they're like, all right, how's it going? Boom, and then just like wins. Yeah, that was nice work. So yeah, excellent there.
She did say she was surprised, but yeah, obviously quality.
Yeah, very good. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow then, if we have any more surprises like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay, that's it for now. So yeah, just go to say.
Yeah, if you're not already taking part in the game, then get involved. You can play on the web at playinterference.com or search for Interference in the App Store on your device and download the app. You can also join the chat with us over on Discord, playinterference.com/Discord, and we're on Patreon, patreon.com/interference. If you want to give us a bit of monthly support for ongoing maintenance of the game, building all these new things that we're doing for you, and quiz stuff as well, because we'd like to do some more quiz upgrades. Maybe get picture rounds and things. And
that'd be cool, yeah, and like sounds and things. That'd
be cool. Patrons get supporter status in Interference, so you get access to cool things like replays, you get some extra game modes, all that kind of stuff. And if you're a quiz player, you get a custom entrance shout out from Ava.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, that's it for now, so we'll see you again next Saturday.
Yep, have a great week. We'll see you next Saturday.
Bye-bye.